Hello guys, it's Rich here and welcome back to our Warsaw Manager's journey here on FIFA 20. Thanks for checking the channel once again. As you can see, we're starting today off in the games calendar. We've got games against Crawley, Salford, Carlisle and Morecambe. I have checked the table and the two highest teams in the league that we'll be playing against today will be Crawley and Salford. So them are the games that are going to be played. The Carlisle and the Morecambe game, they're going to be highlights, and to round off the episode today we're going to get through the deadline day. As well as doing that, you can see I'm hovering over Jackson here, who's progressed by 4 in his overall so far this season. So when we come to player training, what I'm going to do is push him all the way up to the 10 just to tick that objective off. And then what we'll do is revert back to what we're doing now and training them a couple at a time. Other than that, we're just going to progress through the month and deal with things as they come along. So it could be a packed episode or it could be a straightforward one. It really depends on the players out and what offers we get, and if we can make enough money to do anything more ourselves during this transfer window. So that's the overall look at what we're going to try and get done today. All I'm going to do now is just click and advance through, see if anything comes up. So far there's actually been nothing. The Crawley game's approaching quite quickly. We do now get some mail though, so we'll check out, see what's going on there. One of them's a scouting update by the looks of it. We'll check that out in a second. And we've got a couple of matches removed here, so forget what I just said about the calendar. We'll check out the matches in a minute. We have a nice player here with Marcus Ward. He looks quite diverse as well in his position, so we'll take him as well as his nice overall. But these other two, Declan Clark, actually, I don't know, we're not going to bother. So before we check out the game, we'll have another look at the calendar. That now shows us that actually we have only got 3 games, and one of them is now an FA Cup game against QPR, which I also want to play. So what we'll do is we'll have highlights for the first game against Crawley, then we'll play the Salford and the QPR game. As you can see, the other two now, Carlisle and Morecambe, are in February. But yeah, we'll play the QPR and the Salford game, and we'll get the deadline day done, and that'll be this episode, guys. So here guys, we've got the highlights against Crawley. As you can see, they started quite well. Early chance there. I actually trusted the keeper there. I was going to bring Roberts over earlier, but there was a square ball which would ultimately have ended in a 1-0. So I trusted the keeper to make a save, and thankfully he made it. If anything, I think the striker brought it in too close to him. But be that as it may, after that we got Lavery here with a brilliant chance. I didn't see that kind of shot come in with the form that he's been in. But the ball that led up to that chance, even De Bruyne would have been proud of. The arc on it, the weight on it, got him clean through on goal. It's probably the best pass I've ever played on this game. As you can see, we missed the penalty there, and at that point I started to wonder, is it going to be one of them games? Am I going to have to sub Lavery off? But I stayed with him for a little bit longer. This chance here was the start of a 10-minute period in the game. The only period in the game that they had, to be honest. We controlled the rest of it. But I felt it slipping away from us, and I thought it seems like it's only a matter of time before one goes in. So straight after this shot here, I decided to slow the pace of the game right the way down, just kept possession for a bit and tried to halt that momentum swing that I felt and wrestle the game back going our way. It worked. We took complete control of it again. Lavery with another chance there. Again, I was starting to really question whether this had a 0-0 written all over it. And then we got Lavery in again here. I saw the run that Jackson was making and I thought, shall I wait? But I didn't. I thought we need to be a bit more aggressive, time's running out. And that worked, and Lavery repaid my faith in him, thankfully, and we walked away with the 1-0 win. Yeah, I'd game that one against Crawley. we controlled the game for 80 of the 90 minutes, but we never really hurt them, to be honest. We did pick up the points though, so that's positive. And as you can see now, now that game's out the way, I've jumped straight into training. And like I mentioned, I've given Jackson all 5 drills just to bump him up to that overall improvement by the 10 points, just to get that objective out the way. As you can see, we've got the Salford game coming up now, and there's not really much to do. Just jump into that one. Before we do though, we've had some notifications pop up. Elijah wants to play this game, but you guys know my feelings on him. I've told him I'll consider it, but there's no way that he is actually going to be playing this one. So yeah, we jump into this one now. Hopefully we can extend the gap on them and get this promotion wrapped up as quickly as we possibly can. Alright then, here we go. Salford get us kicked off. As you would have saw in the lineups, they're playing 5 across the back, so I've got a feeling we're going to need an early goal here to take control of this one and draw them out. We'll see how that goes. I've stuck with a 4-3-3, as you've seen, even though we weren't great in the first match. And what the hell was that? I was just saying that we need an early goal and we're going to concede one, but not only do we concede like that. I don't even know what happened there. Is there a deflection that's took that past the keeper, or ball's come in? No, Jervis has just got the right side for him of our left back Benning. He clearly wanted it more, but how on earth is the keeper not saving that? There is no power in that header whatsoever. He had so much time there to react. That is a really soft and disappointing goal to concede. Well, I said we needed an early goal to take control of this one, and the exact opposite has happened. Where we go from here now, I have no idea. But we got the game back underway, and let's see what we can do about this now. That kick-off is also our very first touch of the ball in this game. So let's see how we can respond to this. So much like I thought it would be, guys. Since they've scored that goal, they've just sat back, and we've not been able to do anything about getting in behind. We've got the ball here though with Benning, with Kinsella. He's moved it on to Morgan. There's nothing happening in front of him, but he's shot. And what an absolutely world-class finish that is. Morgan, I didn't even know he had that in his locker. That left foot, oh my god, he scored a couple with that, but nothing like this. Let's just appreciate it, just watch it. It is absolutely brilliant. This is the angle. It just swerves away from the keeper, clips the inside of the post and goes in. And it was a bit of magic like that that we needed to get back into this game. So we start again now 1-0, and I really was not expecting that. So other than Morgan's goal, guys, there's been really nothing happening in this match. There's been a real lack of quality from both sides. No one can keep the ball in midfield. The passing's off by miles, but we might be in here. Morgan again to Jackson. Jackson's turned back inside. He's waiting for a run that never come. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. There's just nothing in the game at the moment. And that goal kick there, just another example. I don't know what's the matter with both sets of players at the moment, but there's unpressured mistakes all over the pitch. We've got another option to do something here. Lavery's got the ball. Hardy's made a nice run. Morgan's laid it back off and Lavery's put it in the back of the net. It's 2-1, and that came from nothing as well. Morgan now with a wonder goal and an assist. Lavery again gets himself on the score sheet. Nice little reverse ball there. Nice little layoff from Morgan. And the two bits of quality in this game, Morgan's been heavily involved. Lavery there, I think, actually megs the defender with that shot. So yeah, nice finish with 2-1 up, which I will definitely take. But what direction this game takes now is anyone's guess. We've had 3 goals, but there's been hardly any chances. It's a very, very strange game at the moment. Hopefully now that we've took the lead, we can wrestle control of the game, try and draw Salford out a bit. But we'll see what happens next. So we're in the second half now. Nothing in the game has changed. There's still been a distinct lack of quality from both sides. Morgan's pinched the ball nicely there. He's tried to play Jackson through, but there's nothing. Jackson didn't even try and break away. The game's just followed that pattern all the way through. Although Salford might be in here, they are, and that is a clinical finish. Jervis, who was touted as one to watch at the beginning of the game, has just got himself a brace. There is absolutely no doubt it was such a decisive finish, that one. And another, they just cut us open here. Bit of bad defending. We never got near them through the midfield. The defence never got close to Jervis, which is a bit of a problem when we know how good he is. But yeah, it's 2-2, so now both teams have got to go for it again. I'm not too sure how to solve this puzzle at the minute. I'm thinking of changes, but I can't change all 11 players. I don't know whether we slow it all the way down and we go for patience. I don't know whether we just flat out go for it. I'm a bit puzzled at the minute, just still trying to work it out. We got Hardy here down the right hand side. He's played it through to Lavery, who wanted it. It's to Kinsella, and it's in. Wow, I didn't see that one coming either. It just opened up for a split second, and no sooner than Salford get back into it, we get the lead again. I think maybe now it's time for a change of formation. Try and shore up the midfield a bit, because it's so open in there on the count of both teams. Maybe that makes the difference. We'll find out, guys. So I have changed the system. We're back to our usual 4-2-3-1. I thought maybe bringing Hardy into his normal position would be the way to go. We've got Gordon through there, but he's just been took out by Baldwin, who has actually only just received a yellow card, so yeah, that'll mean he's off. Literally about 2 or 3 minutes ago, we broke through with Jackson, and he slid Jackson down, which I thought should have been a straight red. He got the yellow, and obviously he's not learnt his lesson, because down the other flank he's just took out Gordon, and he now finds himself sent off. So surely now, with an extra man and already the goal in front, we can see this game out now. We're in here with Hardy, I think, with Jackson. It's bounced nicely. Benning has it now. I thought maybe we could have hit it there before he played it out to Benning, but no, it's cleared away again. That is a terrible header away from Roberts, showing that the mistakes are still all over the pitch from both teams. The quality of the game has not improved at all. The guy went to clear it there, it's bounced off one of ours, gone straight back to him, and he's clipped that ball into absolutely nowhere. So yeah, that could even be the last action of this game, because the way it's going, no team, like I say, there you go, we try to counter again. It's just further and further examples of what's been a really poor game, to be honest. Salford are on the attack again here, down our left side. Ball's clipped into the back post, but this time, unlike at the beginning of the game, Benning heads it clear. That was a bit worrying because he got found out there earlier. The throws come in. Jules is battling away for it, but he can't actually get it away. Salford have got it again here. Nice little 1-2 on the edge of the box. Great ball in, but thankfully Walker couldn't get on the end of it. We need this 3 minutes of injury time to just be up now. Salford have upped the intensity, not so much the quality. They've gone all out for it, but I think it's a bit too little too late. I'm hoping so anyway. We're just happy now and content to keep the ball, and that's it. We have the points. We really had to scrap for that one in a weird kind of way. It was a tough game because of the lack of quality. No side either got into any kind of rhythm or anything like that. But again, we come away with a point, so we'll take it and move on. So with that game out of the way now, we're straight into the notifications. We got one from Guthrie here, who's not happy with the amount of games he's getting. So this is a problem because I'm half considering giving Guthrie another year on his contract, just because of what happened with the Sinclair one, just to keep the options alive in the midfield. Adebayo here again, disappointed not to play, but he's just not in my plans, and I feel like we're carrying a player whenever he's on the pitch at the moment, and I'm not willing to be doing that. Scari's happy that he's getting more time, even if it's on the bench. He seems happy with that by the looks of it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just move towards the QPR game. And I'm thinking of doing something that I've not really done in cup games so far this season. And that is, I'm really considering rotating the players. And reason for that being, we've played 2 games so far during this episode, and both performances have been way below par. So I'm not fully decided yet, but I'm thinking that I might go with a rotated side in this one. And as you can see, guys, we did go with the rotation just to see if it livens things up a bit, because the last 2 games have been a real struggle. And QPR have got us underway at the Kyan Prince Stadium. So yeah, hopefully we can progress. I do want to go deep in these cups. I know it might not seem like it playing the rotated squad, but we just needed something different. Even when I went to the 4-2-3-1, it didn't have the impact in the last game against Salford that it did when I did that against Port Vale. So it just must be something to do with the players. So I did mention also in the last game that I wanted to sub off all 11 players for the way that we were playing, and obviously I couldn't do that. So in theory, that's what I've done in this game. I've just gave everyone who's not been playing often a chance to have a run out, but I still definitely do want to get a positive result here and move into the next round of the cup. If for nothing else, if not for the glory, for the money, the revenue that comes with it, that could really help us next season. Because obviously everyone knows that the gap between League 2 and League 1 is not that much different, but then there is a step again, a more significant step into the Championship from League 1, and then there's the almighty step from the Championship to the Premier League. As we all know, we might be in here, but we're not. Gordon's missed that one. The form that he's been on, especially in the Cups, I think he got 5 in the last round. Yeah, I thought he might have buried that, but not to be. So yeah, we'll see how this game goes. Like I say, I'm hoping for a positive performance and a positive result, and it has been so far so good, guys. Although QPR do have the ball here with a big overload on that left hand side, they've got the cross in. Gill, or I think that's his name, has just had a completely free header. That is really disappointing. For this game I went with Scar and Clark, the original pairing that hardly conceded anything, but that is absolutely terrible defending. The keeper can't really even come for that one because it is at his front post, and if he misses it then it's game. But there's no way that we should be letting anyone be getting a free header inside our own box. That is absolutely terrible. Really disappointing. The only positive is that we've got a lot of time to try and rescue this game again. It's Hugill who scored and not Hugill. But yeah, disappointing start. Only in terms of the goal though, the performance in general has been a lot better than we've had in the last 2 games. But now we've got to add goals to it again, because this could be a real tough test now. I really am disappointed that he had all that time in our box. Experienced centre backs in there as well. Hopefully, like I say, we can recover it. We'll have to wait and see. I'm just thinking now as well that that's something that we've got to nip in the bud, because that's the second game in a row now that we've conceded an early goal. We do have a nice little overload ourselves here on the left hand side. Giles puts in a decent ball to the back post. It's headed down by Gordon, and Gaffney's completely and utterly miskicked it. That was a decent little opening for us, but we've not made the most of it. We have got the ball back here though with Holden, and Gordon just couldn't pick up the little touch that came from Gaffney this time. But I hope it looks like we're getting there. We are still playing well. The goal's not affected us or changed the momentum of the game in any way. We're still the team pressing and looking to do something in this game. It's just a matter of whether we actually have the quality to undo them or not. Time and space in the middle of the pitch here for us. We've knocked it out left to Giles. He's got it back again off Holden. We've gone through the centre of the pitch now. That's a nice little touch from Gaffney to get McDonald in. He's had to turn back onto his left foot. He's played it inside. Holden has it now. Guthrie has a chance on the edge of the box, but he couldn't do what Morgan did in the last game. It's gone horribly wide. He was closed down quite quickly, to be fair, but I'd have at least liked him to make the keeper make a save there. Unfortunately it wasn't to be, but we're still creating openings here, which is something we didn't really do much of in the last couple of games, so that's positive. I feel like we can get back into this. Whether we can get the 2 goals or not would be a bit different. I suppose it depends how early the first one comes. But at the moment, if anyone else is going to score in this game, it is going to be us, because QPR have just gone right into the shell. That was a bit of a heavy tackle there, but he's got away with it. They're not in here, are they? Right on half time. If we went 2 down at half time, before half time, sorry, I think that would be game. Have we got chance to do something quickly here? We've played it inside to Harrison. It's come out to Holden. He's played it into Gaffney. Back out again to Holden. He's got his defender isolated. He's beat him. That's a nice little turn there. He's run across him so he can't get back in front of him. Played it back to Gaffney and it come to nothing. Maybe he should have shot himself. I don't know. It was a bit of a tight angle, but again, that's another situation that we've created. Hopefully we can do something now in this second half. Okay guys, we're late on in the second half here. There's only 20 minutes left. The first thing of note that's happened is changes have been made on both sides. The situation in the second half, basically QPR have just killed the game dead. There's been no openings, no chances at either end. They've kept the ball along the back for long periods. We've tried to press the best that we can. We might have something here with McDonald. I think we may even have a penalty here. I'm not actually too sure. It looks like we've got a penalty, but it looks a bit harsh to me. But then when you do see the replay, the ball has gone by the time the tackle's come in. So yeah, I suppose big moment in the game here now. Lavery's not been the best form on penalties at the moment, but he's by far the best taker. And this time we went down the middle, and again it's another penalty miss. That's also becoming a real big issue with us at the minute. We really could have done with that going in the way this second half's gone, but maybe we can still do something. We've still got the ball with McDonald here. He's just poked it into space for Norman, who's put a decent low ball in. We've recycled it again off the clearance and it's booted away again. And again we've recycled it, but this time it comes to nothing. It's still 1-0 QPR and we are running out of time here. And I think this might be time up, guys. We're coming up to the 90th minute now. And this little pattern of play that I'm showing you here is exactly what's been happening all of the second half. Literally nothing from QPR at all. They've just kept the ball and kept the ball and kept the ball. When we've won it back, we've pressed and tried to get a goal the best we can. Effort was there today. The performance was there. But it's just been a case of we've not had the quality in the final third to undo them. We had that big chance with a penalty, but that was really the only clear-cut chance of this whole game for us. So yeah, disappointed. Maybe I should have played the first team, I don't know. I just don't feel like they deserve to be on the pitch after the last 2 games. Yeah, we got results, but the performances were so poor. So maybe a little bit of a regret, but not much of one. I feel like I did the right thing there. All we got left to do now, guys, in this episode is just wrap up our deadline day. Unfortunately, that's our cup run over for this season. But going into next season, we've got improvements in attacking areas, so hopefully we'll be able to go a bit deeper. The reason that you're watching highlights, guys, and not the deadline day activities, because for some reason the recorded footage was not allowed to be used in my editing software, which is something that's never happened before. I've got to look into what happened there. Nothing really happened on deadline day except for with an hour to go we had an offer coming for Alfie Bates, which I accepted, but unfortunately it fell through. Other than that, there's a couple of youth players come out of the academy into the team now, which I'll show you in the next episode. Other than that, guys, I hope you did enjoy this one. I'm sorry that there's no deadline day footage to show you. I'll be back tomorrow hopefully with another one, so I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you later guys. Thanks for watching again. Bye bye.